Hi there, Scott Luntagan here, and I've put together something very special for you. Well, at least I think it's very special, and I would hope that you would agree as well. I've put together my free Debt Crusher webinar, and part of the reason why I did this is because, well, first of all, I wanted to get away just from the kind of boring old teleseminars, although I got a lot of really great response from people on me just talking over the phone when people tuned in. But what I wanted to do is bring it up to the next level where I could bring in charts and graphs and visuals and so on, so that, well, maybe you could see who I am, and maybe it brings a whole different experience for you when it comes to learning at least what I've got to talk about, which is debt elimination and debt consolidation. And the last time I tried to do this back in September, I actually blew it because my technical skills weren't up to my skills of being able to help people eliminate debts, which I think is quite superior myself, if I do say so myself. But in this particular case, I've got something I've put together for you that's very, very sweet. And I call it my free Debt Crusher webinar. And this particular webinar is I've called it several different things, but one of the things that I've called it The Secrets of the Top Canadian Debt Consolidation Mortgage Broker the Lending Industry Doesn't Want You to Know. Well, for a while I was the top debt consolidation mortgage broker in Canada, at least by City Financial standards, a huge, massive company that did debt consolidation mortgages, and they told me I was the number one, so maybe I know a thing or two about it. And and I'm not in the business anymore, so now I'm going to reveal to you all of the secrets that I had in that business. And part of that is that I'm going to be covering is how to pay off all your debts, including your mortgage, in less than half the time, and how to slash your payments by hundreds or thousands of dollars a month at the same time. So that sounds a little bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? How do you pay less on your debts and pay them off quicker? Well, you can. It took me a long time to figure it out, but now I can show it to you, and you don't have to break your brain trying to figure it all out. It's very simple, and I'll show you and prove it to you in this webinar. I've also called it how to create wealth from your debts, or how to turn your debts into wealth. I have a split personality on what it was that I wanted to call this thing, but it doesn't matter what you've heard it being called. It's all the same webinar, okay? Also, during this webinar, I'm going to tell you how to turn debt in these frightening times to immense wealth. Well, there is a particular type of investment that you can get involved with that it can save your assets and also make you tremendously wealthy if you know what it is. And I'm going to cover that with you during this webinar as well. And like I said here, it's frightening times, but it's only frightening times to those people that don't know how to deal with these situations. And I'm going to reveal the secrets of how to do that so that you can protect yourself and get immense wealth. I'm also going to cover why you should eliminate your debts right now. You may have your own personal reasons. For instance, you just want to reduce your payments, start building towards a future. Well, that's excellent, and that's the primary reason why I'm doing this. But I also want to give you some other reasons that maybe you don't know a lot about, like, for instance, the baby boomers are going to wreak some havoc in our economy here over the next several years. So it's a good idea for you to understand what that is and how to be prepared for it. And then, of course, what's going on in the United States, which is effectively a money system crashing. And so I'm going to show you how to protect yourself in those situations, because if you don't, you can be absolutely wiped out. But you're not going to, because you're going to listen to the simple and easy secrets of how to keep yourself from being wiped out. I'm going to cover a little bit about the history, how it is that we got into this mess. I'm also going to be covering the conspiracy. Oops, I almost did a change there. A conspiracy of four. There is a conspiracy out there to get us involved with debts, and I want to make sure you're aware of who those people and companies are so that you can make sure that you take care of yourself and you don't get caught into the traps they set up for you. I'm also going to cover the three main reasons why people don't want to consolidate and why they can lead to financial death. You've got to be on top of it, because if you don't get the information on it at least, then you could be walking into a huge trouble in your retirement years. The three myths of debt consolidation, how they can cripple your retirement. Although debt consolidation can be the most powerful thing for you to help eliminate your debts, it can also be something that will minimize what you're able to do in your retirement, and that's something I don't want to see you guys involved with, or anybody for that matter, and that's one of the reasons why I put this thing together. Also, how to avoid the 3 traditional retirement killing methods of debt reduction. If you are indeed involved with eliminating your debts, I can pretty well guarantee that you're using one of these 3 methods, and although you may be reducing your debts a little bit quicker, there are certainly ways that are far more powerful than that, which is also what I'm going to be covering. The 3 methods of debt elimination bankers and credit card companies don't want you to know. These are the most powerful methods on the planet, and I'll guarantee you the bankers and credit card companies don't want you to know it, because they're not going to make nearly as much money. They're not going to be sucking nearly as much of your hard-earned cash out of your pocket as they have got you thinking to believe that you would have to be doing in order to get the loans from them. How to use mortgages to reduce your payments, save you boatloads. I guess I'm going to have to learn how to spell boat here pretty soon. And pay off your debts ridiculously fast. Well, that's just a typo. What types of mortgages for debt consolidation elimination you should be using. There's many types of mortgages out there, and each person has their own specific needs and requirements. I'm going to show you which type of mortgage that are available out there for you. How to qualify and apply for a mortgage in today's economic climate. Things are different today, folks. Since the latter part of 2007, early part of 2008, the lenders in Canada here have changed their lending guidelines and policies dramatically. And if you know what they are, you'll be able to know a lot better about how to qualify for those mortgages. Then you're going to want to automate everything to guarantee your success. You want to make sure your payments are going to be made on time on your debts in order to pay them off a lot quicker, and make sure that you've got some, maybe that investment that I was talking about, you got some money going towards that as well. Well, you can automate all of that so that your plan, and I'll show you how to get a plan set up so that you can make sure that you're going to be, you can pretty well guarantee your success on eliminating your debts and getting yourself protected in these upcoming times, and putting some cash in your pocket on a monthly basis as well. I'm going to go over what a credit bureau is, why you need to know it, how to get it for free, how to interpret it, how to improve it no matter how good or bad it is, how to avoid credit improvement scams. I'm also going to show you how to apply for a mortgage, what you need to have in your application that the lenders are going to want to see, what a lender doesn't want or need to know. There's some things that you don't need to tell them that can be, quite frankly, work against you if you're making an application. You're the most honest person on the planet, I know that, but there are some things that you don't need to tell. I'm not talking about lying, I'm just telling you about stuff that you don't need to tell them. Legitimately and ethically, everything, okay? What happens to you when you change jobs or careers? If you're applying for a mortgage or if you're laid off, very important for you to know what to do in those situations. What role does credit rating play in an application? I talked a little bit more about that with the credit bureau reference above. And the 5 deal-killing mistakes people make when seeking a consolidation mortgage. Might be a good idea for you to know these little tips because you don't want to blow your deal before you even get a chance. Why and how to use a mortgage broker to get the best kick-butt debt consolidation and elimination mortgage possible. Well, again, as I mentioned, it's tougher getting a mortgage these days, and you're going to want to be able to it's the best is to use a mortgage broker. And, well, before you get a mortgage broker, you're going to want to be sure you get the right one. How I worked as a mortgage broker, I can cover that information. You're going to find out how the best one in Canada put these things together, all my secrets and tips and tricks. And so if you do decide to use a mortgage broker, I'm going to be showing you how to get the right one, to make sure they're a debt consolidation elimination specialist. It's the right one of the 3 different types that are out there. They know what they're doing. They won't flog your application. They won't damage your credit rating. They'll you can make sure that they're going to be able to use the right lender and mortgage, because you're going to know what you're talking about. And they got to make sure they have automation available and so on. And the secret investment, I'm not reading everything here, of course, but everything I have in this little thing here is going to be in the webinar, plus a whole bunch more. It's 2 3/4 hours long, and it is absolutely loaded. I'm also going to cover in there this secret investment for protection and profits. This is what I was telling you about before, that will protect you in the times of need, and it can actually make you stunningly wealthy in the upcoming times here that are upon us. All you have to do is, to your right, if you're looking at this screen right now, you look to the right, you're going to see a place where you can put your email address and your first name. That's all I need to get you registered for this particular thing, and so that I can get you information, I can email you the information on how to attend this particular webinar. And I'm going to be holding it every night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Okay, so if you're calling from another province, make sure you got the right time. If you're in BC, it'll be at 5 p.m. If you're in Ontario, it'll be at 8 p.m. Okay, and you'll have to stay up late because it's going to be 3 hours long, actually 2 3/4 hours long. And I'm going to be running it until New Year's at least. And the reason why I'm kind of cutting it back is because I do have a free offer available in that webinar that will allow you to get me for a half hour of my time for free, and I will cover all of your information specifically, so you can have the top debt consolidation mortgage elimination specialist in Canada for a half hour for free. At least that's what other people call me, and I know that I can nail it for you. Alright, so name and email to the right, or your email address and your first name only to the right here, and hit submit. You'll get a thank you page that will say, hey, thank you, and it'll say go to your email, and it'll give you the information in the email of where to attend, the URL that you can attend. It's a thing you view on screen online, and it'll be happening every night at 6 p.m. So hopefully I'll see you there. Happy New Year.